Jackson, it's right here. But if you squeak it, you have to put it back. That dog. All right, thank you. Feet touch, opening chant, call and response. Vande Gurunam, Vande Gurunam, Charanara Vinde, Charanara Vinde, Sandarashita, Sandarashita, Svatma, Svatma, Sukha Vabodhe, Sukha Vabodhe, Nishreyase, Nishreyase, Jangali Kaimane, Jangali Kaimane, Samsara Hala Hala, Samsara Hala Hala, Moha Shantiye, Moha Shantiye, Abahu, Abahu, Parushakaram, Parushakaram, Shankachakrasi, Shankachakrasi, Darinam, Darinam, Sahasra, Sahasra, Shirsam, Shirsam, Shvetam, Shvetam, Pranamami, Pranamami, Patanjalim, Patanjalim. All together. Oh. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Wide fingers. Strong Mula Bandha. Next inhale, walk or jump. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Samastati. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Mula Bandha all the time. Drishti is an extension of Mula Bandha. Next inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Samastati. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Next inhale, walk or jump. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Samastati. Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, knees bend. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot, inhale up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot, inhale up. Exhale, down. Strong Mula Bandha. Once you get into down dog, steady drishti, strong quadriceps. Next inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale up, knees bend, Samastatiye. Inhale, knees bend. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot, inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot, inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Tongue hold still. Eyeballs hold still. Nostrils are breathing. Ears are listening. Next inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Samastatiye. One more. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot, inhale up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot, inhale up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, strong and steady down dog. Next inhale, walk or jump. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Samastatiye. Some inhale, open the feet, grab the big toes. Exhale, elbows bend, Padangustasana. Drishti is the belly button. Same rolling breath. On an exhale, hands slide under the feet. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, elbows bend. Padahastasana. Drishti is the belly button. It's an inhale, arms straight. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, come up. Samastatihi. Inhale, open for triangle. Exhale, down. First two fingers, loop the big toe. Drishti is that high hand. It's an inhale up. Nice, Gina. Exhale, side two. It's an inhale up. Hi, Julia. And over. Rotated triangle. Parivrita Trikonasana. Left hand toward the right foot. Strong Mula Bandha, strong quadriceps. Top arm stays strong. It's an exhale. Look at the bottom hand. Inhale up and over. Exhale, second side. Exhale to look down at the bottom hand. Inhale up and open. Samastatihi. Uttita Parasvakonasana. Inhale to jump open. Exhale into the posture. Extended side angle. Drishti is the extended hand. Mula Bandha.
My hair's so heavy it pulls. I'm like this.
It's an inhale up. Exhale, side two.
It's like having a wrecking ball on top of your head.
It's an inhale up and over, left elbow toward the right knee, or maybe across. Parivrita Parasvakonasana. It's an inhale up and over. Exhale, side two. If you get that back foot up, try to get some weight to the outside edge of the back foot. It's an inhale when you come up and open. Samastatihi. Hands are on the hips. Prasarita Padottanasana A. It's an exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, elbows bend. On an inhale, arms come straight. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, come up, look up. Exhale, look forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Prasarita Padottanasana B. Lift up your toes and readjust them if it helps. Strong quads. It's your own inhale. Come all the way up. Look up. Exhale, look forward. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, interlace. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. It's an inhale up. Hands move to the hips. Look up. Exhale, look forward. Inhale, hands stay on the hips. Exhale, first two fingers take the big toes. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, elbows bend. On your own inhale, arms straight, sway the back. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, come up. Samastatihi. Hands up the back in prayer or hold the elbows. It's an inhale to open, Parsvottanasana. Exhale, head to the right leg. Beautiful. It's an inhale up. Exhale, second side. Head to the leg. It's an inhale up and open. Samastatihi. Inhale, pick up the right foot. Exhale, head to the leg or chin to the chest. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. It's an inhale, head up. Exhale, leg open. Inhale, foot forward, grab it with both hands or grab your knee. Pull on up towards splits or pull that knee in next to the body. And float. And release, side two. Inhale, foot up. Exhale, chin to the chest or head to the leg. It's an inhale, head up. Exhale, leg open. Strong Mula Bandha. It's an inhale, leg forward. Grab that foot or knee with both hands. Pull in close to the body. And leg floats. And release. Standing half lotus, right foot, inhale up. Exhale, lower down. It's an inhale to come up. Exhale, feet together. Side two. Inhale, left knee up. Use an exhale whenever you lower down. Heel to the bum is a really good posture. It's an inhale to rise. Exhale, feet together. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Utkatasana. It's an exhale down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot, warrior one, Virabhadrasana A. Up and over, second side. Arms open, warrior two, Virabhadrasana B. Up and over, side 2. It's an exhale down. Plank. Up dog. Down dog. Inhale. Through jump. Dandasana. Feet are flexed. Chin is tucked. Chest is lifted. Hi, Rachel. I can't hear you. She's like, I gotta go. Beautiful. Hi, Ruben. It's an exhale. First 2 fingers take the big toes. Inhale, arch. Exhale, fold. Elbows kind of lift up. Nice. Nice. Beautiful. On an exhale, switch your hand position. We're going to do 3 of these today. Inhale, arch. Exhale, fold. Paschimottanasana, ABC. On an exhale, switch your hands for your last position. Inhale, arch. Exhale, fold. Paschimottanasana is just as active as down dog. Strong quadriceps, strong mula bandha. Next inhale, arch, sway your back. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Plank. Up dog. Down dog. Through jump, tabletop, or purvottanasana. It's an exhale down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Through jump, sit down. Fold the right knee, then move at the hip. Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana, seated. Well, Ardha is half, Baddha is bound. Half bound lotus, intense west stretch. Beautiful. Nice, Mireya. Nice, Danielle. Nice, Barb. Nice, Maria. Hang on tight to whatever you've got a hold of. Use an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Extremely optional vinyasas in between sides. Beautiful. Left foot. Strong mula bandha, strong quadricep. Whatever you have a hold of, hang on tight. Use an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Right knee folds, possibly as you jump through. Trianga Mukha, Ekapada, Paschimottanasana. If you feel like this is an extreme stretch, lean back a little bit, stay up on your hands. If you feel like you're doing okay, turn it into a crazy forward bend. It's an inhale when you arch, beautiful. Nice, Erica. Exhale, release. Left knee folds. Next inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Janushasana A, right foot in against the left thigh. Strong Mula Bandha. Beautiful. Andy, nice. On your next inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Optional vinyasa in between sides. I mean, all of the vinyasas are optional, but especially in between sides. Left foot in against the right thigh. Midline of the body wants to line up over the long leg. Nice, Danielle. Hi, Maya. We're doing it again. It's an inhale, arch. Nice. Exhale, release. Nice dunk. Janushasana A again, or Janushasana B. Sit up onto the right heel. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Sit down onto the left heel. It's your own inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Janushrasasana C. Left leg is extended, ball of the right foot on the floor. If the knee is high, keep the torso up. If the knee is really low, you can fold forward. And that heel presses in toward the left side of the body. Nice. Barb, you know what I did to get my knee lower? Is I leaned over, and it doesn't hurt my knee or my foot or anything, and my left bum came up off the floor. And then I was like, oh, my knee is lower because I don't have my left butt cheek on the floor. Just a different way to work into it. It's an inhale, arch. Nice, Gina. Exhale, release. Left foot, Janushrasasana C. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Julia, you're in sunshine with blue skies. You're on top of your bus. You're on your yoga deck on top of your bus. Oh my gosh, I am so honored to be on top of your bus. Thank you for bringing us all to Florida. And your bike is so cute. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Through jump, Marichasana A. Right knee is up. Wrap around. Britain, I see your name. Beautiful. Beautiful. And Maya, my knee, watch my knee. See how I can move my knee with my torso? Yeah. So yeah. I didn't want you to feel like it was a break. It's an inhale, arch, nice Duncan. Exhale, release. Side two, left knee up. Beautiful, beautiful. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Marichasana B, left foot tucked, right knee up, or left foot half lotus, right knee up. Same forward bind. Nice, Danielle. Nice, Erica. It's an inhale, open your shoulder against your shin. Exhale, hands on the floor, butt in the air. Press on up into handstand. Land in plank. I didn't really do it. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Marichasana B, side two. Right foot half lotus or right foot tucked. It's an inhale, arch, open your shoulder against your shin, exhale, release. You can jump that out through handstand. Or regular. Left foot is extended, right knee up, twist across, Marichyasana C. It's an inhale to look forward, exhale, release. Optional fanciness, optional vinyasa. Side two, left knee is up, right foot is extended, twist across. It's an inhale, look forward, exhale, release. Marichyasana D, left foot tucked or left foot half lotus. Right knee up, twist across. Nice. It's an inhale, look forward, exhale, release. Right foot half lotus or right foot tucked, left knee up, twist across. Nice. It's an inhale to look forward. Good job. Exhale, release. Now is a really good time to go eat pie or jump through for a boat. Take a little swing. Opposite foot on top, take a swing. So if you have plates in your ankle, you don't have to switch which foot is on top. But if you don't have plates in your ankle, just consider it. First side, take a swing. Second foot on top, take a swing. Last one. take a swing. Find your way back to plank. Inhale, up dog. Yes, 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 yes. Exhale, down dog. Jump both jump both feet up around your hands. Cross your feet. Bend your elbows. Bend your knees. Squeeze your shoulders together with your feet. Reuben, Reuben. Tuck down if it's easy. Nice, Amber. And then back up. Nice, Barb. And open. And back. Plank. Up dog. Down dog. I'm too close to the wall. Jump both feet up around your hands. This time squish down onto the floor. Kormasana. Mula Bandha. If it's too delicious to move, stay there. If you'd like to, fold yourself up, Supta Kormasana. It's an inhale, lift up. Maybe your feet are still behind your head. Open your feet, jump back. Garbha Pindasana. Full lotus or fake lotus. Mula Bandha is on. Do the pieces of it that you want to. Nice, Erica. Amber, we look so similar to you. And then roll around. Yeah, nice, Danielle. Roll around on your back. I'll see you at the front of the mat. Lift up. Yeah, Danielle, yeah. Grab a couple toys. Put them under your hand. Very good, Duncan. Yes. Andy, when you're coming up and your hands are in between your feet, go like this with your head. You kind of come up and then you lift up your chin and look way up toward the ceiling, and that little lift. Yes! Ah, that was beautiful. Through jump, Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet touch. Exhale down. You can spread the feet open if you love that. If you're spreading the soles of the feet up toward the ceiling, also open the toes. And then it's an inhale up, exhale, second position. Do whatever you want. Nice, Barb. Hump over if you want to. Nice, Cami. Nice, Bill. Next inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Optional vinyasa, wide leg, seated on the floor. Upavishta Konasana. Strong quads. Hang on to your toes. Scoot your feet in. Come up, wide leg, balanced on your bum. Beautiful, beautiful. Upavishta Konasana B. This next vinyasa I call the extremely optional vinyasa. You can roll back wide leg onto the shoulders, or you can take a vinyasa, jump through, roll back wide leg onto the shoulders.
You good? You're good. I'm gonna stay up.
It's an inhale up. I think Supta Konasana is like the reward for trying to look at your belly button 1,000 times already. And whoever made up this sequence was like, just put them on their shoulders so they can actually see their belly button. Lie down onto your back, Supta Paramustasana. It's an inhale, lift up the foot. Exhale, head to the leg. Nice, Ruben. Inhale, head down. Exhale, leg open to the side. Drishti goes opposite the foot. Mula Bandha all the time. Inhale, leg up. Exhale into splits. You can put both hands on that foot. And exhale, release. Side two, inhale, leg up. Exhale, head to the leg. It's an inhale, head down. Exhale, leg open. It's an inhale, leg up, grab it with both feet, no, hands, and lower the leg towards split. Exhale, release. Chakrasana Vinyasa, if you would like it. Backward somersault. Through jump. Roll over, touch your toes behind you. Roll up. Ubaya Parangustasana.
I love you, Kathy. I have to go.
I love you. Thanks for coming. I'm glad to see you. I was thinking about you this morning, so I'm really glad to see you.
Oh, good. Well, that's why I came.
Thank you. I love
Love
you,
you.
Amber. Have a great week.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Choice 1, take a regular vinyasa. Choice 2, chakrasana. Choice 3, roll back, touch your toes behind you, grab the sides of your feet, pull your forehead into your shins. Choice 800, just switch your hand grab and tuck in. It's an inhale, arch, look at your toes. Regular vinyasa or chakrasana. Half back bend or Setu Bandhasana. Or you can skip that and go straight into regular back bend. Take as many breaths as you want. Optional chakrasana. The vinyasa after Setu Bandhasana is chakrasana if you like it. Or, you know, like, if you want to know. And then any kind of back bend you'd like. Traditionally, it's pressing up from the floor, 5 of them, 5 breaths apiece, or dropping back. Up dog is so much easier with this thing under my quads. Anyway, I don't know if I finished that sentence. Or dropping back. And if you're pressing up from the floor, after you do 5 back bends, you take a while in a seated forward bend. And if you're doing drop backs from standing up, then you take your forward bend standing. But really, you do whatever you want. And ask Mula Bandha to join you. Dear Mula Bandha, you are always invited to my yoga practice. Looking forward to seeing you again. Love, Kathy. Nice, Mireya. Traditionally, it's 20 breaths in your forward fold. I think someone's getting into the pie. Alert, alert. Someone is getting into the pie. I think it's time for pie. Oh my gosh. He's going to bring you pie to your yoga mat so you can eat it while you're in your forward bend. That is perfect. After your forward bend, there is a vinyasa that I normally skip because it's just too convenient to roll on up into up, legs in the air, shoulder stand. Nice, nice. Erica, I love you. Oh, I don't know. Every time he moves toward that counter, I think he's going to bring you pie. But he seems to be staying back there. Legs in the air, shoulder stand. Then exhale into halasana or plow. And exhale into ear squeeze. Inhale, legs up in the air. Exhale, cross your feet. Maybe cross them all the way into lotus. Palms to the knees. Knees come down toward the shoulders. Wrap your arms around your legs. Maybe interlace your hands. I can't even touch my fingertips right now. Pindasana. Eventually, hands go to the floor. Roll down slowly. Lift up onto the elbows. You can hang the head in the air, or you can rest your head on the floor, Matsyasana. If you rest your head on the floor, you can free your hands to grab your feet. And then Uttana Padasana. Release your neck. Optional Chakrasana. Vinyasa, beautiful. Into Shirsasana. Oh my gosh. You guys, Cammie's dog. Oh, this is really funny on my computer. I can see Cammie's dog's body, and Bill's dog's head just came into the camera a second ago and completed the other dog's body. I know that was me just too close and pointing at the computer, but for a second it was very, there it is again, there it is again. If their squares are next to each other, that is so funny. I'm gonna see if I can get a picture. This is me doing headstand, me trying to open my phone. That's one version of headstand. Oh, Cammie's dog moved. Bill's puppy is not in, oh, there's Bill's puppy at least. What a cutie. Hi, cuties. Nice, Maria. It's like you're moving through oobleck, or you're moving through Jello. Oobleck's vegan, so I said oobleck. Hey, you guys, tonight at 5 o'clock, there's going to be a knitting catch. I think that's what it's called. When people get together and knit, or you could do whatever. You could have your screen off, you could cook, you could clean, whatever. And I'm going to be reading out loud from David Williams' book for a while. So it's like, you know, Saturday evening story time.
Would there be hash?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be there.
Stay up in headstand for as long as you like. And then child's pose also as long as you like. That recovery after headstand was always whatever you wanted. You guys, sometimes I check my phone because I know it looks like I'm distracted, but I just wonder, you know, like, does someone, they're having trouble getting on, or they want to tell me, you know, why they had to go early or whatever, just make sure. And Sarah texted in a screenshot of me looking really funny in a video. I'm sure that'll go up on Instagram later. When you're finished, bound lotus, seated lotus, lifted lotus. Some of Julia's sunshine on our bodies.
That's a good weed name, lifted lotus.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just write that down.
Or oopty plooty.
Could be the name of our hash Josh Rosen Company.
Ooty Plooty. So you guys, this seated, I know you're concentrating, you're meditating, you're enlightened, so maybe me talking won't bother you. This position, elbows are straight, fingers are together, and they point toward the floor so that anything that the energetic system wants to get rid of, it just slides down the arm and the earth eats it for breakfast. Those are my words, but that actually is true. And another fun thing is when David Williams does shoulder stand, and we usually put our hands here, he has his hands like this when he's on his shoulder stand lotus.
Seems hard.
And I did it today, and it was easier for me than pressing my knees.
He's starting to look like me with a sideways ponytail. Okay.
Lifted whenever you want it.
Double bit fall out.
The lifted is called Utti Plutihi, or it used to be called Tolasana. Nice, Andy. And these days, Utti Plutihi is done with a regular Ujjayi pranayama, and Tolasana used to be Bhastrika. So I breathe quickly for Bhastrika. Nice. Time for pie. Shavasana. Make sure that you're warm enough. I'm going to read out loud. I've been reading out of this book lately called At the 11th Hour by Pandit Rajmani, and I don't know how to say his last name. Tigunite.
Sounds
Anyway,
like you're Australian.
I don't know his name. And it's all about the life of Swami Rama. I've been reading it, I think this is the third day in a row, and we're on page 27. So, okay, tonight, 5 o'clock, story time, David Williams book. And Sunday at 5, there's a philosophy video watch party, and the video is in the newsletter. So if you can't make it to the watch party, you could watch the video anyway. And if you would rather get up and take Shavasana in your nice warm bathtub or go make yourself breakfast or whatever you need to do, I love you. I'll see you later.
Kathy, so tomorrow there's no 5 o'clock class, 5 p.m. class?
Yes, there is. Did I say the wrong time? 6
Yeah,
o'clock.
so it's 6.
6 o'clock is the watch party. 5 o'clock is the beginner class. Thank you, Maria.
Okay, I have to go, but
Okay.
I may see you later when
I
I'm
love
cooking.
you. My
I
practice
love you.
is fueled with truffles from you. Okay. During my talks with Swamiji in 1983, he mentioned his master on several occasions, but he could never say more than a sentence or two before drifting off into his private world. His eyes would focus in the far distance without blinking, and he would remain quiet for a few moments. Then very gently he would say to me, "Now you go." His long gaze and serious countenance enabled me to hear his unspoken words, and I knew that the more he valued something, the less he talked about it. That was the case with his master, his father, the practices he undertook, and the experiences he gained from them. After his father departed from the world, Kishori was basically an orphan, but the joint family system enabled him to grow up with his nieces and nephews, and when the time came, he was enrolled in the nearby elementary school. He was not fond of school, however, preferring to sit quietly and contemplate the mysteries of life. People thought he had become an introvert as a result of his father's death. His childhood habit of waking up from bizarre dreams had subsided, but his habit of remaining aloof grew stronger. He had all the symptoms of depression. He went to school only because the other children his age went. The school was nearby and the teachers loved him, but he was always preoccupied with his own innate questions. Why was I born? Why into this family? What is my relationship to these people who are taking care of me? Who are those people who come so often in my dreams? Babaji is my real father and mother. When will he come to get me? Why should I bother to study in school if I'm not going to be part of this world? In Living with the Himalayan Masters, Swamiji wrote that when he was young, he remembered his past life very clearly. And it felt strange to find himself with this particular family. But as he grew up, the memories began to fade. He tried to hold on to them through contemplation and conscious effort, but the more involved he became in the world around him, the more he forgot. And the gradual loss of his true identity made him anxious and sad. When he was little, he had expressed his thoughts and feelings without hesitation and was considered abnormal. Now he was old enough to understand that such feelings should not be shared with everyone. Yet Kishori was not completely isolated. There were 2 old women in the village who, in Swamiji's words, were very holy. And with them, he could sit and talk about anything. They were kind and their words were consoling. They told him stories of saints and yogis and the miraculous powers of the gods and goddesses. And what they told him about reincarnation helped the boy demystify his own dreams and visions. These women were not educated, but they knew the value of an education, and they encouraged Kishori to go to school and study hard so that one day he could become as learned and respected as his father. After he completed primary school, no one except for the elderly members of the family called him Kishori anymore. They used his full name, Brij Kishore Kumar, and during his junior high school years, grades 6th through 8th, he began spending more time with Bengali Baba and other sadhus. By now, the bond between Brij Kishore and the saint had become so strong that whenever Babaji was in the vicinity, the boy lost interest in everything else. Babaji spent most of the summer and early winter in the Garhwal Himalayas, so the boy could spend the summer vacation with him. But once summer was over, being with Babaji usually meant missing school, and so his attendance was poor. Still, he always scored the highest marks in the class. Bengali Baba himself was highly educated, and he made sure that his blessed child paid attention to his studies. Under Babaji's direction, a host of sadhus frequently visited Lansdowne and the nearby villages. They called Brij Kishore Boli, which means innocent boy. They also had one purpose in visiting him: to inspire him to learn worldly skills and become familiar with the world without falling victim to it. They helped him overcome his indifference to his studies by convincing him that he would get the best of the best from Babaji only after he completed his schooling. By this time, the villagers of awakened mind realized that Brij Kishore was actually the Boli these sadhus spoke of, and that sooner or later he would walk away from the confines of their little community. Although Bengali Baba never drew a crowd, he was a well-known master among the circle of sadhus. His followers were prominent people in society, high government officials and heads of state in northern and eastern India. He was a wanderer and never built a permanent dwelling. Yet, whenever he wished, wealth in unimaginable quantities was at his feet. The king of Amar Garak in North India, for example, donated hundreds of acres of land and built a monastery for Babaji and his students, and then endowed it heavily with both the money and the farmland. So Bengali Baba, this mysteriously capable mendicant, now took charge of Boli's education and made him go to the best schools in North India. After 8th grade, Boli's life is extremely hard to trace in its entirety. For decades, I have tried to follow his movements and develop a chronology of his activities, but with little success. For example, of the many people I talked to who came from the same region of Garhwal, there is not a single one who can remember more than a few facts about those days. The information furnished by the Garhwalis, such as Purohits, Dasmanas, Sakalinis, and Ganduris, give the impression that Swamiji was born and raised in Garhwal, vanished from people's memories after junior high school, and then reemerged in the mid-1950s. They said that 16 years of his life, between the ages of approximately 14 and 30, are obscure. I found this puzzling, and pondering it gradually convinced me that this must have been a period of intense inner growth for Boli. So I began to look outside the known circle of his friends and family for information. With the exception of the last few pages, Living with the Himalayan Masters tells of Swamiji's experiences during those 16 years, and in 1981, a powerful thought swept through my mind. If I read this book 1,000 times, one way or another, I will actually experience the company of saints and sages and the places described there. So I began reading, and the more I read, the more I could hear the unspoken parts of the stories. Then, just as I was close to completing my 1,000 repetitions, Swamiji asked me to translate the book into Hindi. And as I read the translation to him in the evenings, he began to answer my questions even before I asked them. One of my questions was how he had gone to college if he was staying with his master in the cave monasteries. Like anyone else who read Living with the Himalayan Masters, I was under the impression that Swamiji lived with his master from early childhood and that he also graduated from the University of Allahabad in India. During one of our sessions, I asked Swamiji how it was possible to do both, but he only told me how spiritually enriching those days had been. So one day I asked Swamiji directly, "After your father died, when Babaji came and took you with him, nobody at home said anything? They just let you go?" Swamiji replied, "My mother had faith in Babaji. She knew he was capable of providing me with anything I needed. She knew he would take better care of me than anyone else." "So you stayed with him and never came back?" I asked. "How did you go to school?" "I stayed with him sometimes for a few days, a week, or even months. Living with him does not mean to be with him in a cave. Usually he did not stay in one place for a long time. And when he stayed for a while, there were other sadhus with him. I knew he loved me very much, and I loved him too, but in those days I was a child, and my problem was that I wanted to be active, running, talking, playing, but he was too quiet. I enjoyed being with him more when there were other sadhus around too. Traveling with him was full of excitement. Walking in the mountains, crossing the streams, sitting under a protruding rock during a storm, sitting around a fire in the nighttime, helping him and the other sadhus cook a meal in the middle of nowhere thrilled me. But by the time my vacations with them were over, I was excited to go back to school. Not that I liked school, but during the next vacation, they promised to take me to more beautiful places. And each time I came back home, I felt that everything was stale. My family, my friends, my schoolmates, they looked strange to me, and I looked strange to them. That is how I continued living in both worlds. We got to page 30. It's 10:30. If you want to take Bathroom break. Hi, Sarah. Sarah's already knitting. If you want to take a bathroom break and then we'll come back and talk. Cammie, you go have some pie. You've waited too long.
I already ate pie.
Excellent. Excellent. Good.
I love you.
Love you. Thank you for practice.
Thank you.
Anyone who has to go, I love you. Thank you for coming. I'm going to mute my mic for about 5 minutes and I'll be back with a cup of hot chocolate to chat.
Bye, Kathy. I have to go.
I love your dog. I love your dog. I love you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
What are you knitting, Sarah? Is it a hat?
I am knitting, hold on, I'm almost at the end of this row. It's a wispy scarf, and I usually I do really, really simple knitting. But I saw it and I was like, oh, I think I could do that. And I really loved the yarn, and it seemed like a good birthday present for my mom. Her birthday was in December. So I'm still working on it. But then Isaac helped me figure out what the pattern was. And then once I figured out what the pattern was, it's not that hard actually.
Nice.
Yeah. And mohair is like not, it's like so tiny and fuzzy that it's I don't know, a little tricky to work on, I guess.
Yeah.
I also started with the wrong size needles to begin with because I misread. It said like size 6, which I think is also a 10. You know how there's like 2 different needle sizes.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had like giant needles. So now I have the right size needles and I know the pattern. and we're moving along.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you knit?
No, but Evan does, and he has something similar like that, like a hat, where it's like that the needles with like the plastic to make it like a hat, and so that's what caught my eye.
Yeah,
I've tried a bunch. I've tried making scarves, but I somehow always seem to add on rows, you know, and it just looks like this. I tried so many times, and I just found I'm making like pot holders. I just call it. But
when I was learning, I just had to be like, I had to stop tearing out my work, and I just had to like keep going so that I ended up with a lot of like funny looking scarves and stuff in the beginning. And then I had to reteach myself how to knit after my accident. I mean, it was like really, really good PT for my head, but it was so interesting because I like knew how to do it, but I didn't, my hands
your
couldn't,
body.
so I had to be like needle through, like yarn over, I had to talk myself through like every stitch, which was fascinating, you know, it's just a fascinating brain process.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, to see how things can change like that. Yeah. The very first thing I had to do that I just talked myself through was make popcorn, which it's amazing how many things we do like automatically, and we don't think about the process of learning them.
Yeah.
And then how it becomes like now I don't really have to think about it unless I'm like trying to learn a new stitch or something.
Right.
So funny. This one has a lot of mistakes in it, but it's like fuzzy enough that it doesn't matter. And I'm giving it to my mom, so she'll love it anyway. She'll be like, it's beautiful.
That's perfect.
Kath, will you shoot me a picture of that book you were reading at some point?
Yeah. It's about Swami Rama.
Okay.
Right now he's still called Boli Baba or Boli whatever.
Yeah, I couldn't help but notice your Care Bear blanket. It's so cute.
Oh, thanks. The bears, yeah.
The bears.
All right.
Anyone have anything that you want to talk about as a topic? I have one in mind if you don't, but if you have something, then we'll go with that.
Danielle, this is kind of what it looks like. Sorry to.
No, I love it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I feel like I've seen scarves that kind of have that like sort of like scrunchy.
Yeah, and it has these little like holes on the.
Yeah.
On the
Very
sides.
pretty.
That was the hard part.
Nice.
That's way beyond me. Anyone have a topic or a question or anything?
I just want to say that I watched the movie White Tiger last night, which was really, really good and really represented India. And it's like a story. And it was also heartbreaking. All of those things.
I'm sorry.
It was kind of like a fantasy story about the caste system. I mean, so like there was a lot of reality to it, but then there was also and yeah, I don't know. That's my recommendation and warning.
Yeah, I won't be watching it. You guys, the person that I say is my little brother in Nepal, he's obviously not related by blood. He grew up in Nepal. And the studio sponsored him getting his motorcycle license and then sponsored sending him to driving school. And he was just getting ready to test out of driving school. I think he might have his driver's license and he was going for like a bus driver's license or something. Anyway, I'm not sure, but he was getting ready to take a test and then COVID happened and they shut everything down in Nepal. And they were very, very stringent and it wasn't a good situation. And they left people without really the ability to get food or medicine or anything for the first month that they shut down. And then they slowly started figuring it out. Anyway, there isn't any work there. This isn't what I was going to talk about, by the way. This is a tangent. And there isn't any work in Nepal, especially for, young men. And he just left yesterday for Romania. And when you leave, like everyone gives you katas, which are silk scarves that go over you for blessings. And he sent me a picture of him at the airport with all his katas on. And then he texted me from Abu Dhabi and he said, by this time tomorrow, I will be in Romania. And I thought, what if I went to Romania and visited him? Not right now. And also, I don't know how long he signed up for, but I'm pretty sure that he signed up for, I think it's a minimum of 3 years work.
Wow.
And then he can go home. But he was talking about signing up for 9 years. And I was like, why don't you just sign up for a small amount of time and then you can extend it if you want to. And the way these like indentured servants jobs work is, how the last one worked. He's older now, so they may not do the same thing. But when you get on the plane, your final leg of the plane, they take your passport and they hold it, they keep it, locked in a safe until your contract is up. And they used to send his paycheck to his parents. So when it was time for him to come home, last time he might have been in Abu Dhabi. Anyway, wherever he was helping build things and he was a window washer and like there's no OSHA and there's not a lot to take care of the workers. So he wasn't making very much. But he wanted to come home and his parents were like, no, keep him for another segment because they were getting all of his money. And they didn't realize kind of the conditions he was living under. So hopefully this one is a little bit more reputable and hopefully his money goes into his own bank account. He'll only have access to a small amount so that he stays there. Like they'll say, here's $50 for a month, like just enough to barely live. And they provide lodging. They don't provide food, I don't think. Anyway, I'm not sure, but I'll keep you informed as it develops. Anyway, he's excited because he was earning nothing and now he can earn something. He's like, I can't move on with my life in Nepal. There's nothing for me to do. Anyway, okay, enough of that tangent. So thank you for supporting him, getting all of his licenses and everything. It might help him get a better position once he settles into Romania. And that's fine. I just thought maybe it was incense. I don't care. So what I wanted to talk about was Satya. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Parigraha, Brahmacharya. Okay, 3 things. I wanted to talk about Satya, truthfulness, and how us being truthful, this is like in a nutshell what I think about Satya. Us being truthful allows for psychic communication and psychic development. Because if we are being truthful, then other people can reach that. And they're reaching something that we believe and that we have possibly experienced. And then when we lead people astray, and I'm not being truthful and I'm telling a lie because that's what the person wants to hear, or that's how I want to present myself, or that's just easier than having a longer conversation, you know. So if I'm telling a lie, then when the person tries to kind of land on the information, they think they're landing on something solid, but really they're landing on something that's not solid at all. And that psychically kind of cripples us. Anyway, that's what I was thinking about. People are like, cool.
No, no, this was making me think about, I know I refer to Sam Harris a fair amount when we keep chatting in teacher training, but he wrote a book when he was about 19 called Lying. And he sort of took this personal vow. If you don't know Sam Harris, he's a cognitive neuroscientist, really widely respected in my field, psychology. And he's also has a very steady, strong meditation practice, which I didn't even know until about a year ago, but he's been practicing for about 30 years and has a, teacher in, I think it's in Nepal. But anyway, he wrote this book called Lying, which I read, and I'm just going to put the description of the book in the chat. His whole point is that the book is really simple to read. It's a very quick read. I listened to it, I think, and it's probably took 2 hours to get through it. I think he narrates it. And it's not, I didn't find it to be super profound, but the basic premise is that lying really complicates living for everybody, that even the small lies and the things we do to try to maintain whatever, our position, our relationships, that when you lie, you create all of these structures and relationships with other people that are falsehoods. And he does talk in his book about, like if his wife says, hey, does this outfit look okay? And he doesn't think it looks okay. Like, how do you handle that? How does he handle that kind of situation? That it's one thing to be truthful and it's another thing to just be a total asshole. but he if he doesn't think it looks okay, he says, I think that it looks not great. He'll be honest with her, and she knows this about him. And there was an interview with the two of them where they talked about this together, about how does she handle being in a relationship with someone who has taken this vow to not lie. So it's just a really interesting exploration, and it's super related to Satya.
Yeah, it's all about Satya. That's cool.
Yeah. I feel like it's such an easy, I feel like Satya, at least for me, doesn't get as much attention, like it's an easy one to skip over when you're saying the yamas. And when you think about ahimsa being sort of the golden rule, yama, and the idea that Satya is a way of harming people and relationships, it's just worth pausing. And I think it's a good place, a good thing to talk about, Kat.
Yeah, and sometimes, even though it gets really messy to tell the truth, sometimes it kind of cleans things up. Two more things about the truth is, one is we don't have to divulge everything. So we don't have to go around just, oh my gosh, this is what I think is the truth, so this is what I'm going to say. Like, we can literally not talk, you know, and just pick topics like, oh, I don't really talk about that topic. And that's okay. I mean, I think that's totally okay. And then another thing, what was my second thing? Because that was the one I was thinking about during the week. Satya, truthfulness. Oh, another thing is there's this cool story. Some people think that there are 7 chakras on the torso. Some people think that there are 7 chakras of light on the torso and 7 chakras of darkness, not dark evil, but like no sunlight, darkness on the legs. And some people think there are the 7 chakras on the torso that are good and the 7 chakras on the torso that are not good. And it has to do with lokas, and everything is trying to move toward light by Maya. And some people think there's 10 chakras, but regardless, there is another set of chakras on a subtle body. And there's a chakra behind the heart chakra that's on a different body than the first set of chakras are on. So the popular chakras are on one sheath, and then this other chakra is on another sheath. I don't know which sheath, because the person I learned it from just said it's on the subtle body. So it exists with the heart chakra, but it's behind the heart chakra. And when people really get in touch with it, and then they have a vision of what's in it, if they believe in Muhammad, Muhammad is in it. If they believe in Buddha, Buddha is there. If they believe in Durga, Durga is there. If they believe in Jesus, Jesus is there. If they believe in ancestors, they find ancestors in this like holy cave of the heart. It's the Hrit chakra, H-R with 2 dots over it, T, Hrit chakra. And I was thinking about how truth is cool, and there's some things that we can agree on as a species, but really truth is super individual. And that one chakra story, the Hrit chakra story, just kind of shows like the most divine, like you will see goddess or you will see God if you get in touch with this chakra. But what you see will still be individualized by what you believe. And I was like, oh, that's just like truth. Maya, did you have something to say? No. I was hoping you did.
Sarah,
That's a cool story. Go ahead, Gina.
I said Sarah does. She just unmuted.
Oh, good.
I was just thinking about like when like telling truth to ourselves, because sometimes we really believe like one certain thing, like this is gonna make me happy, or I believe in this, and we haven't necessarily flushed out whether it's like our truth or a truth that we absorbed, or so I was just contemplating that.
A similar thing. I was thinking that I think there's a difference between truth and beliefs, and we do sometimes talk about speaking our truth or speaking, you know, our reality. Oops, sorry, that's Weasel's truth. She's very, very upset. But I think maybe it's just because of the political climate we've been in for the last 4 years, but the truth has become so obscured in so many ways. And it seems like there's this fine line between supporting people in their beliefs, but separating out what one believes from what is true. And I think those things can be quite different. But at the same time, you don't want to invalidate what someone believes, you know? I'm struggling with that.
By saying, oh, that's cool, but it sure isn't true.
Yeah, like people get, I think it's fascinating. As a psychologist, it's fascinating to me that that we become so convinced of the truth of our beliefs, no matter what they are, and we don't check our belief systems, for lots of reasons, and that we're maybe less open to the belief systems of others, but that there are some things that can be shown to be true. I think it doesn't mean that it's necessarily a stable truth, but like if you go out in the rain with no covering, you will get wet. Like that's just, if you release an object, it will fall to the ground. Like there are things like that we can demonstrate are true and explain are true. But I think the trouble we've gotten into is, whether we call it truth or belief, is that people become so invested in their beliefs that as truths, that there's no checking in there. And
Well,
then, yeah, go ahead, Sarah.
I was just gonna say, using your example, like I think we also get invested in the structures for which we use to validate our truth. So like the scientific model, which I think shows us a lot of cool stuff. Like I remember the study when they were trying to look at, or they were trying to evaluate like telepathic communication in a tribe, where like they used to be able to like find water. And Kathy, you probably know this story, so you can correct me if I'm telling it wrong. And they used to be able to find water and then communicate to their tribe that there was water in this location, just through using their thoughts. And when they went to go study it, because of the way the scientific model is like structured, they couldn't actually study it because so
Control too many variables, basically, to know
yeah.
that mind thing, it's not a gesture or a glance or that kind of thing. Yeah, I think science is pretty.
And so then there are people who are like, it just doesn't happen.
Well, I think good scientists are aware that there are lots of questions that cannot be investigated with the scientific method. That's an example of one. And that when you impose lots of controls, which you have to do to know which variable is causing the other variable, or if there's a relationship, the downside of that is that you start to make your scientific conditions so artificial and contrived that they no longer mirror what's happening in real life. And that's called internal versus external validity. And I think good scientists are aware of that. They know that, you can't investigate questions about, is there a God? That's not open to empiricism. That's a question of faith, not a question of science. So that doesn't mean there's no God. It just means that scientists are not the people to look to for that evidence or that answer. The scientific method is not the appropriate method to employ. But I'm thinking about things that are like, this group of people has a child sex ring operating out of a pizza parlor. And, that kind of thinking where people feel like that, or they adopt that belief in a way that it doesn't even require scientific investigation to investigate it. But I think I think it's a good lesson for all of us, even if we don't subscribe to that belief, that our beliefs, we can be blinded by our beliefs, and we can be blinded to our beliefs, and that that can prevent us from seeing truth. So it's sort of like, if you stare
I do also feel like it's okay to be like, oh, I wonder what it's like to think this way, and kind of think a certain way. Like you put on a sweater, you're like, oh, I wonder what it's like to wear this sweater. And then you're like, oh, I love this sweater. It fits me so well. But then some sweaters you're like, oh, it's itchy, or it's too tight, or, like you don't want to wear it.
Yeah.
But also what I was going to say about Satya, go ahead, Julia, were you going to talk?
Yeah, it makes me, I talk about dialectical behavioral therapy, but it makes me think of that idea of dialectics, and especially like we were talking about the political climate of the world and trying to understand
this other whole group of people and how their kind of beliefs were formed, because that makes, I don't know, that helps us to understand why their truths and beliefs are what they are. And I've been having trouble also wrapping my head around it, but I don't know, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah. So, okay, so here's another thing. Remember when we were talking about aparigraha, grasping, hoarding, taking more than you want? And it's really easy for me to judge other people's aparigraha while I think it's perfectly okay to take the last 4 boxes of cocoa powder because I'm addicted to it. And I don't know, maybe it's never going to be made again. Maybe once it's empty at the store, like, I don't think I'm hoarding, but if it weren't something I wanted so much, if it was, I don't know what, blueberry muffin mix, I wouldn't take the last. I wouldn't take it all. I'd be like, whatever, leave more for other people. So a parigraha, instead of me looking out and saying, oh, you have too much money, you have too many cars, you have too many employees, why are they not, why are they not shared in the company, whatever. Instead of looking out, it's me looking at myself. So a parigraha really has to do with me, not with others. I don't need to concern myself with others. And satya really has to do with me. It's the same thing. It has to do with me. It doesn't have to do with the outer world. Because as a yogi, especially as a yogi, I can become isolated enough and secure enough that the outside world doesn't need to concern me that much. A little bit, of course, a little bit. Like I am still going to the grocery store. I did take my car in to get it fixed. Yes, I'm still interacting with the world. However, satya really has to do with me and my relationship to what I think truth is and what concepts am I playing with. Like I'm ridiculous. And I speak in a way that may not seem truthful or accurate, either because I'm trying to be funny or because I'm trying to come up with more options. When people are like, it's either this or this, I'm like, no. If there's 2 options, there's 100 options.
Yeah, that's a great reframe of it, I think, Kathy, that this is, even though the yamas, I mean, we tend to think about, I guess, I tend to think about the yamas as how to be with others and the niyamas as how to be with oneself. But I think your point about the yamas are how to be with others, but they're still ultimately focused on your own internal process and behavior.
Yeah, it's like, it is outward, but it's from the self.
Yeah.
So it's the same, to me, it's the same thing with truth. Yeah. It is outward, but it's really, do I think I'm telling the truth? Do I feel like, and then what everyone else is doing, especially groups of people, which I don't have complete control over myself. I certainly don't have control over my dog. I don't have control over my son. I definitely don't have any control over my parents. Like there's this idea of groups of people and control and shifting control. And I don't know if anybody has control. I feel like knowing ourselves and continuing contemplation on topics on any topic, honestly, on topics of interest, we develop as we live our life. And it's up and down, but if I have my focus on me, I don't feel like that's egotistical. I don't feel like that's selfish. I feel like it's responsible, and I feel like it's cleaner, and I feel like it's simpler. If my focus is on me with the subjects I'm contemplating, rather than my focus on someone else, Although I did read a list of Twitter list this morning where everyone was on Donald Trump Jr.'s case because he said something, and anyway, it wasn't correct. So everyone jumped his case, and it was kind of funny. But I read it, and I was like, oh yeah, this is about truth. Everyone wants to make sure that he knows the truth. And it's a governmental truth where we're all participants. And so they kind of had a right to refute him. And it was funny, which is why I kept reading. But I don't usually participate in schooling other people unless it's, like the neighbor kid who's going to run out in front of a galloping horse or something. And it's like, oh, watch out for horses. Watch out for wild pigs. Anyway, I was just thinking a lot about truth this week and truthfulness. And also we associate truthfulness with speech. As Americans, like as a culture, we mostly associate truthfulness with speech. And I was thinking about how truthfulness you can actually influence yourself by having truthfulness in what comes into you. So what you see, what you hear, what you taste, I know that, anyway, that's a cool thing, is to experience sift out or filter out non-truth, just so that your life is a little bit simpler. And when we're doing that filtering process, I think that's when we get into saying, this group or that group, or they should, or blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, I just want less stimulation.
Right. I guess
I want to be comfortable with me and my truth and my current concept of truth.
Yeah, I guess the thing is that we never really had to talk about this as a nation before. This was just not that we, of course,
I did
non-truths at the national level. There always have been, but it seems like it's this issue of truth.
I think that being interested, for me, I may also just be tired of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm older, and I was really into get to the fucking truth when I was in my 20s, my early 20s, when I was really into criminal justice reform,
Mm-hmm.
And that's all like, this person did that, and they're like, I didn't do that, or I did less than that, or someone else did the same thing and they got a much lesser sentence, or there was a lot of that may have just worn me out, where I'm like, okay, everybody, I'm going to be truthful. I'm going to do what I do. I'm not going to be 100% truthful because I don't come from that type of family. My brother, one time my brother said, he goes, Kathy, growing up, did you feel like you could do anything as long as you didn't get caught? You couldn't ever be seen as being stupid. Like, don't be stupid. Don't make a mistake. It doesn't mean crime seems like a big word. Like, I don't think anyone in my family has robbed a bank, but if you go back far enough, they probably were robbing some of the trains and stuff of the people coming over to California. But anyway, it was kind of like, you have to be smart enough not to get caught. So if you can do whatever you want as long as you don't get caught. And my brother was like, is that how you felt growing up? And I was like, absolutely. And it took me a long time to outgrow that, where it was just like, I can do anything as long as it looks like everything's normal and cool. And then I was like, oh, I did take a vow to tell the truth for a while when I was in my 30s. And I was like, oh, everything is so much simpler. Anyway. Fine, I liked it. Anyone have anything else to say? It's 10 minutes after 11. We'll close out. I'll be back on at 5. I'll read out loud of David Williams' book.
Yay. I'm planning to hop on with my knitting.
Awesome, excellent. Julia, you have no idea how much warmer I am for you hanging out in a bikini.
Oh, shoot. I was just going to ask her if she could, I was going to ask her if she could show us the bus. Like
Yeah,
a bus tour.
sure. Hold on, let me figure out how to flip this. We are mid conversion, so we don't have a kitchen yet. But
It's kind of a kitchen.
here, move out of the way. This is like we're cooking breakfast. We have an oven, a stove. It's propane. We got screens, which we needed, not necessary in Vermont. We have a diesel heater, but we don't need it anymore while we're in Florida. This is all just a shelf that's here until we build. Ian's desk is gonna fold down here from the bed. It's gonna be kind of a keyhole wall. And then my desk is gonna fold down the other way. All of our clothes fell out of the things that they were supposed to be in when we drive because we don't actually have storage. This is gonna be this is my seat with a seat belt tucked in here somewhere, and then this will end up being my seat when we eat dinner, and a little bathtub because I have an ankle replacement and I need to soak my legs with Epsom salt and shower. And then our toilet's gonna pull out from under the bed, and our table's gonna pull out here.
Oh my gosh.
And then a ladder to get ourselves up to the rooftop deck. And we have hammock hooks on the end of the deck.
That's so much fun.
This is beautiful. I'm so happy for you and Ian.
Yeah, we're so excited. This is like week 3 on the road, figuring out how to live on the road. Like Kathy mentioned my bike. I bought a bike yesterday because it's hard to pack everything away to drive just to like go get eggs for breakfast. So I bought a bike with a basket, and it was the first time I rode since my trauma in 2015. So it was really quite fun. I go fast. I can go fast again.
I go fast.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm learning how to be in the sun. I got a nice farmer's tan.
I love being in the sun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you're not. Eventually you'll be in the sun and you'll have no tan lines at all.
Yeah. Well, now that we have the rooftop deck, I can work on fixing my farmer's tan here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
We love it, and I love having the opportunity to finally have space to join you guys frequently and getting calm enough to have routine. It was a huge life shift, obviously working 48 hours a week inside a building to having so much freedom.
Yeah. Nice.
And I can give tours as we get more completed. So that'll be fun.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
Fine. We'll see it all come together.
Exactly.
All right. I love us all. Julia, thank you for the tour. Ian, thank you for being part of the tour.
Bye, Anna.
Bye,
Bye,
Gina.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank
Love you
Kat.
guys.
Love you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.